So last time we were in South Shroud. We were doing some of the Buscaron quest line, including finding Laurentius and getting Thousand Maws of Totorak. Today, I'm actually not really sure what to do because we have so many things at our disposal. We have quests that we haven't finished in our journal here. For things like ventures, turning in for PvP, not that we're going to do PvP right away, etc., etc. We've got MSQ, we've got classes we can level up. So let's think here. I think the first thing we'll do is we'll see if anybody's going to be joining us. We'll just do some simple things like kind of clearing out this quest list. We'll get rid of like A Pup No Longer, Death to the Bean Thieves. We'll go explore Hearst Mill in North Shroud. And if anybody joins, great, then we'll move on. We'll start doing some MSQ. Let's just start clearing some stuff out, though. First things first, I'm gonna clear out A Pup No Longer. So we have to go to the Wolves' Den. And in order to get to the Wolves' Den, we gotta go to Limsa and take a boat. Or, not necessarily Limsa. I guess it's from Lower. Did we have Lower? We do have Lower. Let's see. So Lower Decks. And then middle, let's see. Lower. It'll tell us right down here. Yep, Wolves' Den Docks. So we do want to go to Lower. Clear out some of that stuff. Interesting. This is a person who's in a completely different area at a different time. It's all good that you had it muted. It's fine. It's funny though. This skip is bound for the Wolves' Den. Might you care to join us? We'll take a quick gander around here, show you how the Wolves' Den looks. We're not going to actually do any PvP right now. Interesting. I've never seen this before. PvP player duty involves battles against other players. Anywhere from 2 to 72 participants. Blah, 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 blah. There's a whole website. Cool. So the ferry skipper will take us back. I guess there's like a yellow quest that explains how it all works. Faint-hearted fighter. Please, I beg of you, stay those ferocious-looking fists. I'm not ready for full contact sparring. Why, I've only just begun to practice my 1-ilm punch. 1-inch punch. So you haven't come to duel me then? My apologies. You have the look of a man who enjoys the thrill of a fight, and I thought perhaps you'd come to challenge me. And for good reason, I might add. You see, the Maelstrom recently opened up a new sparring ground of sorts, right here on this pier. Now adventurers can go toe-to-toe without climbing down into the pit. I was all but certain you were just like everyone else, eager to earn a notch on your belt. I haven't the skill nor the courage to put up a fight, but you've the look of a man who's weathered his fair share of battles. Perhaps you would like to test your mettle in the ring? Not with me, of course. The officer who oversees the arena is just over there. Doubtless she'd be happy to tell you all about it. Just look at this frightful stare. Always on the lookout for fresh blood, or so they say. So you're saying the whole last stream you had muted? Alright, what's this? Another wolf pup itching to get in the ring, are you? Well, if it's blood you're after and you need it quick, might be you can slake your thirst here. Before you go rushing off to get yourself bludgeoned, though, there's rules to be learned. Don't you worry, none, lad. I'll teach you all you need to know. You will? Because that's all you gotta say? Looking at your hands dirty in this ring, are we? I like your spirit, lad, but there's rules to be followed. A certain protocol what serves to maintain order when fists are flying and blades are slashing. If you have any questions, speak up. You're in a voice chat, so you didn't want the overlap. No, fair. Totally. Okay, so you can ask this person about stuff. Are there any restrictions? This arena is for practice, but we still expect you to give it your all. That said, we've put a few checks in place to prevent things from getting out of hand. Class or equipment changes are not permitted inside the arena. Furthermore, material melding requests and trade requests are also prohibited. It's not necessary to leave your party to participate in a duel. However, combat actions such as attacks and healings cannot be used on party members who are engaged in a duel with another player. So can you just like run in? Duels permitted, and duels not permitted. Okay. Yeah, and then you can practice your stuff here. Cool. So there are a few different modes of PvP. There's Frontline, which is going to be that 72 people battle 3 companies against each other with different objectives. There's Rival Wings, which I've actually never done, so I can't really explain it. And then there's Crystalline Conflict, which is basically it's a smaller PvP set, one team versus another, trying to get your crystal. I guess you escort the crystal to the other side. Again, I haven't actually done that one. But there are a few different types for you, so you can try to your heart's content. Boatloads of supplies and provisions are delivered daily, and it takes the better part of my shift to sort through them all. It's no small coup, keeping this place running smoothly, but we give it our best, that you adventurers might concentrate on beating each other senseless. Alright. There's a disreputable priest. This I have to see. Ask about the priest. My name is not important, only my faith. I have journeyed from afar to discover the ultimate combatant, a favored child of all the gods of war. But I will not judge paupers draped in unsightly rags. This champion must draw the eye and inspire the heart. Come to me with the currency of battle, and I shall gift unto you arms and armor of suitable magnificence. Basically, all roads lead to the gear exchange, which is over in here. You can do wolf collars, wolf marks, trophies, etc. Things you earn from PvP. You can trade them in here for stuff. I don't recall seeing your ugly mug around here before. You say that Swift sent you? He said he was sending a new wolf to the den. Bah, more like the runt of the litter if you ask me. Is it because I'm small? You barely have fangs for the honin, but I guess I'm feeling generous, so I'll throw you a bone. Start yourself off with Crystalline Conflict. Them training bouts are made special for feckless adventurer types, who can't tell sound strategy from a horse's butt. I still reckon it won't be dawn before you run home with your tail between your legs, crying for your mum, but you can have a word with Lieutenant Gunji Zalunji if you insist on giving it a go. You can find him outside, assuming you can work up the nerve. And stand up straight, maggot, this ain't no place for the weak of spine. Dismissed. Wow, we got 1,400 seals for that. I'll take it. Alright, so Crystalline Conflict, the Grand Companies of Eorzea established this new tactical exercise to strengthen their individual members' strategic capacity. That doesn't really tell us what it is, though, unfortunately. Maybe we'll learn more from the CC attendant here. You look to be spoiling for a fight, newcomer. Not that I blame you. Most everyone the captain sends my way is. You do well to vent some of that pent-up rage in a match with 3 of Crystalline Conflict. It's the latest, greatest, and most exciting tactical training you'll find this side of Frontlines. The Frontlines. You may think me biased, given that I'm the one who came up with the rules, but nothing could be further from the truth. We received countless calls to add more strategic elements to our training skirmishes, you see, and I simply put the entirety of my considerable skills toward answering them. Crystalline Conflict matches challenge you to maintain control over an all-important freight, which you must transport safely to a designated location amidst the heat of battle. I've even designed special arenas replete with magic mechanisms to keep you on your toes. So yes, you do escort your crystal. If that piques your interest, my first recommendation is that you learn the rules in their entirety, lest to be pulverized the moment you step onto the field. But fear not, I am more than happy to discuss them anytime. Looks like we get a little video of it. Yeah, a little 5v5 action. somebody else over here, the rival wings attendant, will teach us a thing or two. Or maybe not just... Okay. Softnox comes to Wolf Place, learns that Uplanders have many heart thumps for fighty play. Softnox sees chance for busy deal, offers Gabi hand lending for Uplanders to have better fighty play. Crunchbone and Smash Steel Muchly. Now new fighty play is born, name of Rival Wings. Machina of Gobmake, help Uplanders make much mayhem together. If Uplander wishes to fill brain case with knowings of Rival Wings, Softnox happy to give many tongue flaps. Sorry, I had to go and mute my own Discord because it's blowing up at the moment. So, one team versus another team, red versus blue, with, looks like, some kind of flying machine and some ground troops. I do indeed have the full game, yes. Astrologos, the old Charlian testing site held in the Gridanian hinterlands, Rival Wings, large-scale wargame incorporating powerful goblin-made machina. Adventurers are divided into two teams, the Falcons and the Ravens, with each side setting out to destroy the core located in the opponent's base. If you are interested in learning more, speak with him. Okay, cool. That's really kind of it for the Wolves' Den. Make sure you grab the Aetheryte, though. Oh, yeah. Makes sense. I spent a long time on the free trial, so I understand you there. Although we did not talk to Celestria. Traveling to distant lands, uncovering the secrets of long-lost civilizations. Such things have their appeal, but there's nothing quite like the visceral pleasure of trouncing your fellow man in the pit. Isn't that feeling of exhilaration that brings us all here? Your good self included, I do not doubt. So are you still free trial? Is that what you're saying? Until you are done with Stormblood and then you'll look at potentially subbing? Is that what you're saying? Okay. We are done with that, so let's... I can't believe we never finished this. Let's go to Old Gridania and turn in the retainer quest, or the venture quest. I guess it's just right there, so we can just go up here. Alright, Parnell. Greetings, sir. I've been expecting you. The retainer you rescued was most effusive in her praise. Retainers are, of course, permitted to refuse a venture which they determine to be too dangerous. Alas, this particular young woman is new to the profession, and was thus easily persuaded by her employer to accept. Beg your pardon? You would like to know more about ventures? Certainly, it would be my pleasure to explain. In cooperation with the Adventurers Guild, we have established a new system through which retainers may be dispatched to procure items for their employers. Should you wish to avail yourself of this additional service, you will need to pay your retainer in advance with ventures, script issued by the Adventurers Guild. Here, pray accept these complimentary ventures with my thanks. Bear in mind that most retainers lack the skill to carry out all but the most menial of tasks. Of course, as they grow more experienced, that will change. If this sounds daunting, let me assure you that it is most simple in practice. Why not speak with your retainers and see what they think? Alright, let me read this message here. You're in the last, 40-ish quests of main Stormblood. Somebody had a bet with you that you could beat it by a certain time. You'd cover the full game, and all you'd have to do is pay the subscription month to month. Yo! Get up on that, then. That's a good deal. Summon the retainer you wish to send afield and follow the instructions to begin. Alright, so summoning bell. You can now send them on adventures, but you must first assign them a class. After summoning a retainer, select Assign Retainer Class from the retainer menu to begin. Alright, little lesson here. You do have to have the class that you want them to be, because they cap out at the class level that you are. So if you're Gladiator level 30 and you never get past level 30, your retainer can't get past level 30. So you have to level that up. There are some differences between like the combat ones and the gathering ones, but it's generally not that big of an issue. You can pick whatever class you want, and then you can change it later. Your retainer can be assigned any one class with the exception of those in the Disciples of the Hand. So it's gatherers or combat. While it's possible to reassign classes, please be warned that your retainer's progress in the current class will be reset. A retainer's class determines which ventures he may embark on. Retainers gain in level by completing ventures, but their own level will never exceed your own. Alright, so I'm going to just do one combat and then one gatherer. So we'll do gladiator, and I guess we'll do like miner or something. As a disciple of war or magic, your retainer will be able to undertake hunting and field exploration ventures. So my lovely assistant will become a gladiator, yes. Punching out the last of it in the next little bit. Gotcha. My lovely assistant has become a gladiator. You must now equip a weapon. Let's see, so... View this. You can equip any item in your inventory or armor chest to your retainer so long as he or she meets the requirements. Equip a main arm to your retainer to proceed. Luckily, I have a bunch of weapons because I never got rid of any. So let's just go with the highest gladiator weapon that I have available. See if she can equip it. Nope. Has to be level equipable. So we'll do weathered short sword. And then we may as well put some of this other stuff on. It's not going to make much difference actually. So never mind. Alright, then assign venture. There are two main types of ventures which you can assign your retainer. Hunting, mining, botany, and fishing constitute one type in which you specify an item for your retainer to procure. Exploration ventures constitute the second type in which your retainer will scour the terrain of your choosing for, hopefully, precious items. So one is more specific, one is more random. However, your retainer will not undertake a venture without first receiving due compensation. Ventures. Ventures can be acquired through a variety of methods such as exchanging company seals, fulfilling leave objectives, and completing allied society quests. As you may recall, the ventures in your retainer can undertake are determined by his or her class. As a disciple of war or magic, your retainer will be able to undertake hunting and field exploration ventures. So let's just say hunting for animal skins, one venture, as opposed to we could do field exploration, which takes 18 hours instead of 1 hour, at a cost of 2 ventures. So you might think, okay, that's a lot longer, but you're also going to get a ton more experience doing a field exploration. Now that I think about it, I'm actually just going to do field exploration because I don't log in very often. It's like every few days. Exploration ventures. One of two main venture types. Exploration sends your retainer to scour the terrain. Indeed, there are certain rare items which can only be obtained through ventures, so make a point of dispatching your retainer as often as your resources allow. So I'm going to say assign. Cool. To confirm the time remaining until a venture is complete, select timers from the duty menu and select ventures. You can also confirm the time by selecting view venture report from the retainer menu. Should you wish to cancel the venture and recall your retainer, you may do so when viewing the venture report. Please be advised that it is not necessary unless you wish to assign a different venture to your retainer. Even with a venture in progress, you can still entrust or withdraw items in Gil or sell items on the market. So they act as they do as retainers, regardless of whether they're on a venture. Hey Lana, good to see you. How are you? Over on YouTube. Let's see. So let's get out of there. Let's go to our other one, my lovely-ish assistant. You rang, my lord. And then we'll do assign retainer class. Let's check the classes I've got. We'll do botanist. Why not? As a botanist, you'll be able to take under botany and woodland exploration ventures. So yes. And then again, we're going to have to view attributes and gear. Go here. And oh no, that's my only that's my only one. So we're actually going to go to the market board real fast. Actually, not the market board. There's stuff right over here somewhere. Probably the other side. Finished work, now to gathering mines, so you can... Now to the gathering mines you go. So this will be nice entertainment on the side. Right on. You can hear my dulcet tones as I figure out what the heck I'm doing. Alright, so 1 through 9, and I need a weathered hatchet for the retainer. It's a pretty sparse stream today. Breeze was unable to join. I'm not really sure where anybody else is. It's okay, though. You rang. Okay, view retainer attributes and gear. Go boom. Equip. Close that. And then we can assign a venture. So we're going to do a woodland exploration. And then in 18 hours, we're going to get a fat chunk of XP. And that is now one more quest cleared off of the list. Let's also pop over to the North Shroud area. And then we'll turn in that quest. We'll explore Hurstmill. Kind of a cool little thing, which we will be back to at numerous times for things like relics and stuff. But since I'm kind of all on my own, let's catch up on a few things that are a little bit more out of the way so that nobody's falling behind. Looks like somebody else has got some guests over staying for a little while. So that's why we are rocking solo. Alright. As you can see, pretty big gate for such a little hamlet. Well defended by Lionette and the other guy. You've come to the hamlet of Hurstmill. Lest you wonder, our outskirts are tightly patrolled to counter the Ixali threat. I may add that those same patrols will not hesitate to deal with any who threaten the peace of our citizens. Do not imagine yourself above our laws. Of course not, I would never. Get rid of the chocobo keep thing there. Idbert. He wants to make us slay midge swarms. Ain't seen your face around here before. It's my sworn duty to keep peace in Hurstmill, and to protect her from them as would do her people harm. If you mean to stay for a spell, you'll have to prove you can be trusted. Ours ain't a large community, and we've hardly any fighting folks, so there's always a need for battle-savvy types, what with the beasties lurking hereabouts. As it happens, we've been suffering from an outbreak of midges of late. The buggers are driving our patrols to distraction. Now, if you were to exterminate, say, half a dozen swarms, we'd know you for a friend. Is that all it takes? Kill half a dozen? And then we're a friend? Let's roll up here and see the view for a sec. Let's see if there's anybody up here to talk to. Where in Ashan's name are those Ixal? I would think you would not want to be seeing Ixal. It's a, like, seriously massive gate and watchtower. Is that a water tower as well? Hard to say. There's the mill of Hurstmill. The water wheel is the pride of Hurstmill. Many here would gladly lay down their lives to defend it. That is some loyalty to a water wheel. Allarad. Caught a spear in the thigh once during a tussle with the birdman. Aches like the sevens when bad weather's on the way, but at least I know him to stay indoors. That is actually super funny, because my wife always complains about, like, feeling the weather in her joints. She's, like, arthritic, and I've never experienced that. I can't sleep a wink with that snoring. That snoring. That's funny. It's some validation for her, I guess. Lin Yeve. And another little cellar built into the rocks. You have the look of an adventurer. Adventurers love little tasks, do they not? Well, I need you to head into the forest and pick up Glimshroom for me. You haven't the faintest idea what a Glimshroom is, do you? Glimshroom is the common name for a variety of fungus with a unique white phosphorance. What did you say? A glowing mushroom? Yes, I suppose you could put it that way. There's a colony on the rock face in the southwest of Peace Garden. But do not simply pick the first one you come across. The brightest glowing mushroom you can find, if you please. You feel the cold in your knee. It's a valid thing. I mean, you can also smell when the rain's coming, but that might be a southern thing for some of the guys I deployed with. Interesting. I guess there is kind of like a scent to it. I haven't really smelled it much because my sense of smell has actually become terrible over the years. But I used to live in Washington, and so like I'm familiar with like that kind of atmospheric smell. Alright, Dameta. And deployed. Are you an army brat or something? I suppose there's nothing to be done. What's that, young man? You have something for me? I sure do. I have stolen Muntoy beans. My missing bags of Muntoy beans. But how? You didn't track down those wretched Opa-Opas, did you? I had all but given up hope before you arrived. But with these beans, I can make enough Muntoy tonic for everyone in Hershmo. As long as I have enough microchew leaflets to flavor it, there should be no complaints. Speaking of which, my son drank unflavored Muntoy tonic the other day. One of his friends challenged him to do it, he said. And you know what? He drained the whole cup in one great gulp without making so much as a face. Wow. Oh, he grows stronger and braver by the day. Nay, the very hour. Either that or my secret recipe is rather more delicious than I imagined. Now that I think about it, a good many people have described the taste as unforgettable. You probably shouldn't have medicine that's delicious. Down where you live, it's just the smell of natural clean coming in after a dry spell. Fair enough. And yeah, army brat that joined the Navy for a short stint. LOL. Well, that's awesome. What do you do? Are you like, do you have a rank? Or are you more of like a civilian type or what? If I'm to make this much Muntoy tonic, I'll need far more microchew leaflets. Young man, would you be so kind as to fetch me 4 leaflets from the microchews outside the hamlet? I'm whipping up a fresh batch of Muntoy tonic, you see. Oh, it's a lovely drink, absolutely bursting with nutrients and goodness. I'll have you know I always drink at least 1 cup a day. Alas, few people share my passion for healthy living. Truth be told, most won't touch the stuff. Not unless you add microchew leaflets, anyway. Apparently the taste and smell are too distracting, or some such nonsense. Oh, but listen to me prattling on like an Ishgardian priest. I shall stop talking and start stirring. Well, don't just stand there, dear. Run along and fetch me those leaves. This batch will be ready soon, and it'd be such a shame if no one could drink it but me. Man, she is chatty. What's in here? I've never been in here. Just a tool supplier. And a Hamlet smithy. Interesting. Okay, so you sell some basic arms. And armorer. Okay. Again, like, basic stuff up to, like, level 8. Interesting. I mean, I guess it makes sense if you've got this guy over here, Geralt. But, I mean, that's some low-level stuff. I told you, no wandering off. But mother! But mother! Oh, I'm so used to that one. Except I'm, father. Dad. Just got out, but was in aviation ordnance as a petty officer, 3rd class. So people called me AO3. Sinbad got a lot of mileage out of that one because of a website for writing by a similar acronym. An archive of our own! I've never actually read anything there, but I've heard of it, yeah. You did indeed. She was a little archive of our own. Boom, yep, there it is. Keep an eye out for your travels for odd feathers on the ground. Chances are the Ixal are not far away. The birdmen often adorn themselves with feathered decorations, you see. Seems the wretched creatures are trying to emulate the wings with which their ancestors were born. Although, I mean, I'm kind of torn. Like, should I upload works to Archive of Our Own? Because, I'm an author. But at the same time, I do feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, but I do feel like there's kind of a stigma with it. So I hesitate. I once witnessed the Ixal tearing my friend to pieces, and my only thought was to flee in terror. Perhaps an adventurer is hardened to such sights, but me, that sight will haunt me for the rest of my days. Aw, poor gal. Is there naught I can do to help you? Though we may soothe the suffering of our people, there is little we can do to dispel their fears. When opposites collide, it is nature's way that the greater force prevails. Lend us your strength, adventurer, that we might overcome our enemies. Which are these enemies you're talking about? You're a conjurer. Hunter Scholar could tell us a few things about the elite marks. Let's just learn about Thousand Cast Theta. Botanists call Thousand Cast Theta as well-grown a specimen of Ochu as ever been recorded in the North Shroud, but the foolishness of botanists is a fact well known and oft deplored. Wow. Most species of this carnivorous family of bindweed, interesting, they're bindweeds, use scent to lure their insect prey. Theta, however, is a plant notably lacking in patience and has evolved tentacle-like vines to pluck fish from water and grows outsized on its rich meals. Along with the fisher folk of the Shroud, Thousand Cast Theta is the main predator of the venomous stingrays. Theta's other favorite prey is, coincidentally, the fisher folk of the Shroud. Hunters suspect a connection, but the foolishness of hunters is a fact well known. You're a hunter scholar. Alright, let me see if I can make that a little bigger. You'd say not to use AO3 for writing due to, as you said, the Sigma, but also because of how bad people write grammatically on there. You don't want to be that attached to you. Hey, if you've got a few sites to recommend, I'm happy to take a look at them. Alright. I've been dry as a bone for the past 6 spells. Oh my goodness, 6 hours. How dare you? Mead, just give me enough mead to wet my lips. We'll talk to him more and all this in part of the relic chain. And then Jalzan's part of the relic chain too. I've traveled thousands of malms in search of Eorzea's greatest weaponsmith. Instead, I have found the most detestable specimen of man imaginable. Talking about Geralt. Alright. Let's pop out to here. I'm going to talk to this person, but I do need to take care of one thing real fast. Sorry, I was kind of choking on something. I was Eorzea off, but now I am Eorzeon again. You need not fear the Ixal here. Her smell lies under the protection of the elementals and the Elder Seed Seer herself. So, what are all the guards for? And why do we need to kill the midges? Alright. So, micro-trues and midge swarms. Grab a bunch, kill them all, and then just need some midge swarms now. More midgies. Oh, you poor guy having to wait 13 people in queue. That'll take like 17 seconds. Alright, we got... Oh wait, we need to talk to... We need to grab a mushroom. Over on Ether, my login queue is always like 20. And it only takes under a minute. Alright, let's pop back over to Hearthmill and turn these things in. Yeah, 400 Q on a disconnect. That's a little bit rougher. 1700? Good grief. Alright. You've done us a kindness and proven yourself capable besides. Take this with Hearthmill's thanks. Oh, before you go, I've thought of something else you could do for us. Of course you have. Would you mind going to the hedge tree and seeing that all's well? Since ancient times, the tree has guarded these woods with their holy presence. Lately, though, we've been hearing reports of Ixal pecking around in her vicinity. No more than scouts, I'd wager, but if they were to lay their filthy hands on the hedge tree, well, it don't bear thinking about. So I'd be much obliged if you'd head southeast to the hedge tree and see that no harm has come to her. Oh, and if you have the chance, if you chance to encounter any Ixal, send them packing. Be warned, though, the birdmen ain't like to take their leave without a fight. Make sure you go well prepared, and keep your eyes peeled, alright? Alright, let's go turn into the chatty woman who wants to make delicious medicine. Ah, you're back. Did you manage to find the micro-true leaflets I asked for? Yes, that's 4. All right. Such a lovely scent. Now you gathered only the 4 I asked for and not one more, yes? Oh, I know I shouldn't have to ask, but these days more and more people forget to take only what they need. If we're to live in harmony with the wood, we must respect life and remember what it means to take it. Never be wasteful. Know the value of life and know the value of our time here in this world. That's why I always live my life to the fullest, wasting nary a moment and nary a word. Nay, not so much as a single one. Yeah, you're chatty. Remember, if you mean to remain within the Twelveswood, you must be ever mindful to show respect and gratitude to the forest and to the elementals. You know, that reminds me of my son. Is she like ADHD? He's a good boy, but sometimes forgets what it means to be Gridanian. Why, just the other day, I caught him and his friends throwing Muntoy beans at each other. Needless to say, I was terribly cross. Who wouldn't be? And all set to give them a memorable scolding when I noticed they were playing in teams, and that my son was leading the winners. Oh, I know I should have been proud, but when I saw the way he marshaled his troops, by which I mean his friends, it was so clear to me that he was a born leader. Ah, where was I? Oh, yes, you see, later that day I was cooking dinner. This is like having a conversation with my wife. Later that day I was cooking dinner and he, quite without prompting, offered to wash the vegetables. He's such a good boy, you know. I am gonna get smacked so hard when she hears that, but it's so true. She's super ADHD. Ay, ay, ay. Just caboose thoughts everywhere. Were you able to find the glimpse rooms? Well, I sure was. Ah, would you look at that glow? Perfect. This will help me mix a potent remedy for the creeping death. To forestall the obvious question, the creeping death is a deadly plague that once ravaged the Huron population of Gridania. Though it can now be cured through simple conjuring, it doesn't hurt to have a ready supply of the medicine. After all, out here in Hersmill, we cannot always rely on a conjurer to be on hand whenever a youngling coughs. Thank the matron for wandering adventurers, though. Not quite that bad as Caboose from Red vs. Blue. Like Caboose thought as in like she's had a train of thought, but only the caboose comes out of her mouth, so you're wondering how on earth she got there. Like she'll just like be chilling, like not saying a word. You dare to come to defend the tree. My Ixal brethren are attacking. You may only pass if you solve my riddle. What flies in a swarm and is taller than a Lalafell? Literally everything that swarms? Yep, I'm right. Woo! Thank you, good guardian. Alright, hedge tree. We're going to check it out. And we detect a hostile presence. Where is this guy? He's all the way over here. Okay. One thing I am going to take just a second and do is look around, see if there's anything about this tree. Because it's kind of important, apparently. Hedge tree, they've got like decorations and stuff around it, and like carvings and stuff. Yet it looks really small for being something so important and potentially old. Crazy. Also, that's a sweet mount, and I need it. What'd you miss? Actually, we haven't done a whole lot, because we haven't had a whole lot of people with us on stream, so we're trying not to make anybody fall behind. So we're doing some of the cleanup of our journal. So, like, we turned in the Pup No Longer quest in the Wolves' Den, did a little bit there. We came to Hersmill to turn in a quest. We explored this little hamlet a little bit, did a quest or two for them. So we're trying not to get too far ahead. For the low, low price of IRL money, you can acquire this mount. You funny. You know I don't spend money on this game. Slew an Ixal, did you? Ha! Bloody birds will think twice before coming near our hamlet. The Ixal once dwelt in the Twelveswood, you know, but long ago they woke the Greenwrath and were driven out. Needless to say, they weren't the best pleased with us when us Gridanians took their place here. In fact, it's none other than this resentment what kindled their hatred for us. But I suspect I'm boring you. You got distracted editing a long thing? Fair enough, I know how that goes. Editing videos, editing books, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's always so time-consuming. By defending the hedge tree, you've once more proven yourself a friend to Hersmill. If you can spare a moment, I ask that you speak with others in the hamlet. Many of us here could use a hand, and I think none better can assist them. Can think of none better to assist them. Alright. Let's see. So we've done Hurst Mill, but now there's a yellow quest over here. Pardon me, good sir, but might you be the adventurer of whom Eadbert speaks so highly? If you could spare but a moment. I've never thought myself a popular girl, and men rarely give me cause to believe otherwise. Oh, yet lately I've been the recipient of several gifts. Sparkling jewels and fine silks, over which a prouder maid than I would surely swoon, all from an anonymous admirer. Naturally I was flattered, but I knew nothing of my mysterious benefactor. You were gonna stream, but this is more appealing than crafting. I mean, crying. Wait, no, I do mean crafting. I mean, they're synonyms, right? And so I endeavored to seek him out, only to discover that he is none other than Aelbert, the infamous rogue wanted for countless robberies in Gridania. I realize now that all his presents were taken from others, and that I have unwittingly won the affections of a dangerous criminal. But that's not all. With his latest gift came a request. He insists that we meet in the woods outside of Hurstmill, where he intends to present me with his most precious gift. Ooh, I'm at a loss. I beg of you, good sir, will you not go in my stead? I wish only to be left in peace, but I fear such a man as he may be driven to violence when made to hear such words. I pray no harm comes to you. Let's see. You accidentally completed these quests? Hey, no worries. Then that's perfect. Oh! We gotta save Hurstmill from the ridiculous amount of Opos. And help this person who is probably doing a relic quest. Hey, what's up, home? Let's see. Alright, so if you received strange, random gifts from someone you had no idea, what would you think? And would you go to meet somebody like that out in the middle of nowhere? You'd call the police? Fair enough. I think I would too. You hear a man cry out in rage. Aelbert the Lost. You can't hit for anything. You would accept the gifts. Seriously? Would you accept them and then call the police? Or would you just, like, accept the gifts and ignore him? Or accept the gifts and meet him? What? Or meet her or whatever. It still could be you with an alias. You are Trixie. Maybe you have multiple personalities. All for naught. I give thanks to you're unharmed at least. A letter for me? A sweetly scented letter dropped by Aelbert, who we have just beaten to a bloody pulp. At this stage in life, you'd pull the 9? What does pull the 9 mean? My dearest Emerio, I pray this letter finds you well. I know my gifts were sudden and many, but I hope they were to your liking. Seeing you in the first summer of your womanhood, I could restrain myself no longer. That's a little creepy. My thoughts have been only of you these past many moons, and what gifts might bring you happiness. Yet to see you smile from afar is not nearly enough. I long to live together with you in Hurstmill, and nothing would bring me greater joy. I would give you a grand garden filled with the white chamomile you love so. I mean, that does sound lovely, but you've been, like, stalking this chick and waiting for her to turn of age. But such dreams can never come true. My crimes are known and will never be forgiven. The most I can hope for you is for you to know my heart. That would grant me a measure of peace. And so if it does not cause you distress, I would write to you again. Yours ever, Aelbert. Oh, the 9 mil. Pew pew! Thanks for bringing me this letter, Eorzeon. His most precious gift, I understand now. But how did he know my favorite flower? Is Aelbert... No, it can't be. Anyway, we must return the presents to their rightful owners. I know it will not erase this, Albert's, sins, but perhaps the 12 will view him more kindly. Forgive me this final request, but could you go to Gridania and speak with a woman named Mioun? You should find her in the Carline Canopy. Tell her all that transpired here today. She'll know what to do. So there's more to this story. He must know her from the past, and maybe it's not as creepy. I mean, it can still be creepy, but... You were sending letters to an Amelia, not an Emeria. Uh-oh. Now you're gonna have some poor gal out there who, is gonna be hopelessly lovelorn forever, waiting for her mystery suitor and never having a chance to realize the love. Video is almost ready, so you can take a break to join. Right on. Pray tell, what video are you working on? You told her to meet you in the gold saucer, but you fell during your leap. Well, then you need Eorzeon's 5-step jump puzzle mastery guide. Certain buddy duos game. Buddy duos. That could be so many things. It's probably an old school game, if I had to guess, based on your other content, so... Oh, I don't know. I couldn't guess. You think you warped to the wrong shroud to try to put me with y'all. We are now in Gridania, so I mean... You could pop over there. I should have just teleported here, because I would have gone to the Aetheryte Plaza. I call people goobers all day long. It's like the best word. A message from Emeria of Hirschmill, you say? Oh, I see. Oh, Aelbert, you fool. I'll deal with the stolen goods. Worry not. Yes, I know of the boy, and his family. He once lived in this very town. One day he stole a handful of chamomile seeds from an influential merchant in the Ebony Stalls. You see, this boy had a sister, and chamomile was her favorite flower. Seeking only to make his sister happy, I doubt he grasped the gravity of his act. Regardless, his parents felt that he had brought terrible shame to the family, and so they disowned him. Over some seeds? Good grief. Cast out of hearth and home, he grew desperate, and those who think only of survival think little of law. A common enough tale, perhaps, but no less tragic for it. And now you know the truth. The sister Aelbert loved so dearly is Emeria. Hang on. Hang on here. We gotta see. Okay. So I'm reviewing the letter, and there's nothing actually necessarily romantic. It's hinted at being that way so that you will assume it is, but really he's just saying, I want you to smile, I want to live together with you, which doesn't have to be in a relationship. It can be just together because he hasn't had family. Fair enough. Okay. Now you know the truth. The sister Aelbert loved so dearly as Emeria. Emeria was too young to remember when Aelbert left, so her parents decided to conceal his existence. Still, though, like, I could contain myself no longer because you came of age is a weird line. However, the word of the boy's banishment soon spread, and her parents were forced to move to Hirschmill to maintain the fiction. By now, Emeria surely heard rumors of her long-lost brother, though a gentle girl like her would never question her parents' honesty, and whatever faint memories she may have had are long gone. But Aelbert has never forgotten Emeria. Despite the danger, I suspect he now keeps close to Gridania, refusing to leave his beloved sister a second time. I'll send Emeria some chamomile seeds by way of thanks for helping us to recover the stolen goods. If only it were as simple as returning them to their rightful owners. Sadly, Aelbert's crimes will not be so easily forgiven. Perhaps by the time these seeds have sprouted and their flowers bloomed, he will have found a new path. Alright. That's cleared up a little bit. Let's do that. Alright. Let's see. We also need Stash Saboteur in South Shroud. And then the rest of it is just, I would say, class leveling. So, let's take a look at the classes we've got here. And then probably work on getting them up a little bit so that we can use them for dungeons and stuff. Because, I mean, 39 and 32 and 32, it's quite a bit ahead of the other ones. Let's see. You know what, we'll just take it kind of easy today. We'll go work on some hunt logs for these Gridanian quests. So let's start with Conjurer, why not? And then we'll go to Central Shroud and pick up some of these hunt logs. Alright, so Central. This little wizard hat? Yeah. I don't know that there are many like it. It's very basic. I might have to just keep this in the glamour dresser. What do you mean, pick up Conjurer? You don't have Conjurer? Of course you should. Go get Conjurer and join us. Let's see. What is it we need? We need Chigos, which are in green tier, which is this way. But we're actually going to run into a quest here for Lancer. So along the way, we'll do these, as well as kill these black Fs, because we need them too. You run Scholar and Astro as your healers. With low-key Conjurer quest kind of bored you. You don't play it because of the quest? That's crazy. Alright, Eorzeon nest. And then we need foul-smelling bait. Well, as a free trial player especially, you should do as much content as you can before subbing, so you should do all the quests. Better reason than tease blatant hatred of classes' existence being, why don't they play other stuff, lol. Is that legit? Alia? Is that, are you, what's the word? Oh, shoot. What is the word? Exclusionary? Alright. Let's pick up... Actually, let's just go Conjurer again. And find those Chigos, which are right here. And we also need Water Spray. You just care not for specific classes. Which classes do you care not for? Alright, time to get the list. Good grief, I didn't realize there were so many. Deep breath. More like the book. Alright, we need one more water spray. Hater. And then for Drill March, it's Monk, Machinist, and Summoner. Interesting. Those are all kind of like... Well, Summoner... Maybe Summoner because it's like so basic, I guess, but the other two are like fast. As for Talia, Paladin, Lancer, Gunbreaker, Bard, Conjurer, Scholar, Summoner, Red Mage. So like half the classes in the game. What is this? What is this hatred? And then we need Syrphid Swarms, by the way. And Micro Chews. You're gonna have to explain what's so bad about some of these classes. Because, like, I dig Paladin. I like Gunbreaker occasionally. You might want to sit down for that one. Ugh, alright. I still want to know, though. Let's see. Syrphid Clouds are over near the The little prison thingy that's over here. Let's start with the tanks. Your favorite tanks are Warrior and Dark Knight, not only because of the vibes, but also because their rotations and junk. Interesting, because Paladin's rotation is super basic and simple, and Dark's is like, I don't know, it's just all over the place. Paladin doesn't vibe with you because of the lack of actual healing. What are you talking about? You can spam Clemency. Alright, so Conjurer just needs the East Shroud, the Honey Yard. Lancer needs a few things over here. Gunbreaker is too much of a DPS disguised as a tank, which is kind of why people tend to pick it. Oh, let's avoid the mark there and not die. Go find some Eorzeons. Where are these Eorzeons? Are they down here? I think they're down here. You did a tank test the other night. Gunbreaker and Paladin did the worst of all that we tested. How did you die? Why is it that you cannot resist getting too close to level 50 things when you're clearly going to die? Alright, so we need Central Shroud. Green tier has Hoglets. We'll roll up there. Hoglets are across the river, I believe. And then you go straight back to it. Yeah, if this was for the challenge account, you'd say it was for the bit. I think that's becoming your meme. Becoming your excuse. Oh, I gotta kill this thing. Let's see. Alright. We need Hoglets still. Where are they? They must be south. In this little alcove here. Yep, there they are. Okay, we need Dynamites, which are down south, and Tree Slugs. Tree Slugs are also in East Shroud. But we also need archery things. Not yet. We gotta do water sprites, black efts, anoles, which anoles are over here, and the trickster imps are close too. Oh, you know, I entirely forgot. So, on the 20th of December is actually the 1 year date of me having started Eorzeon. And that is also a Saturday. So I was thinking, maybe we'll do some kind of like super stream or something. We'll just do some casual kind of, I don't know, Christmas stuff. Maybe we'll do the Starlight Festival. Maybe we'll throw on a Christmas movie in the background or something. But if you have any ideas, throw them in the Discord, because I'd like to make it something fun for the 1 year anniversary. Hear you out. I feel like there's a chance I might regret that. Just kidding, go ahead. Recreate Die Hard as Eorzeon. Which would be doable if I'd ever actually seen Die Hard. I know, it's so unfortunate. And I've got enough references to Die Hard in my life. In Community, and in, heck, I saw just like this YouTube video the other day by Dude Dad, or whatever his name is. They got the knives for the movie in the town where your parents live. That's like such an obscure fact. Alright, Black F Water Sprite. Okay. Thank you for bulldozing the competition. I think it's very, very cool that you have a die-hard claim to fame. No lie. Back to your issues with typing classes. Sounds like a skill issue, TBH. Just saying. Luckily you know a guy. Just kidding. Alright, so Roselets. So that's Central Shroud, and then that's East. And then we gotta hit Dire Mates while we're down there. Smooth plug. There is nobody who plugs smoother than I. Speaking of smooth, have you guys heard the smooth transitions in my SoundShape program? Because I haven't seen a whole lot of request usage on there yet. Need some more feedback. Just saying. Not actually. It's actually, I think it's pretty cool. Play some constant stream of filtered BGM based on your mood or what you're working on. It's got a Christmas bunch of songs on there too, so you should give it a go. Links in the Discord. You've leveled it up on other characters, but now suddenly I can't see the thing because of my chats. Never really enjoyed playing Lancer. Of all the melee classes, it also doesn't play all that fun to me. You get to jump around, homie. I do feel like early Lancer isn't that great per se, but I do feel like late Lancer is better. Yeah, just in time for the holidays for the sound chicken. What I need to do is actually finish my book that I've been reworking on, called Bertinand's Comical Adventures, Chewing the Fat with Cannibals. I need to actually release it. I've had it ready for like years, but I wanted to do like sketches. Now I'm finally putting that together. Why jump when you can go full masochist as a warrior? Because warriors jump. What genres do I write? Mostly like fantasy, some kind of modern stuff. Typically try to go for like some comedy angles. So like the one that I published first was called Deadline, and it's the story of a guy who hates his job, and you would too if you worked for the devil. He has to lie, cheat, and steal to meet a deadline. Might just learn something along the way. But then I wrote like a fantasy series, the first book of a fantasy series that's more, you know, serious. So all kinds of stuff. Let's see. You worked for the government, so it's relatable. Nice. And you once worked for Walmart, so okay. Yeah, and I spent 10 years at Little Caesars. You worked for a company that made the billing call software. Are you the reason that I'm so familiar with the different options that I have for my car's extended warranty? Alright, so let's see. Tree Slug. And then we unlocked the next set for Archer. So let's grab that, because this is Central Shroud stuff. Arbor Buzzard. It says in Bent Branch, which is down here, too. You were in quality assurance for billing call software. I cannot think of a job that sounds less appealing to me. I cannot lie. Alright. Roll over and get Arbor Buzzards with Archer. Oh, Lancer needs them too now. Alright, so as for the healers, lasers and cards just trump being blinded by holy or being lazy. Fair. Okay, especially at early levels, Astrologian is a better healer than White Mage objectively. There's just no contest there. It just has more tools and stronger tools and cheaper tools and earlier tools. I cover this in some of my early healing guide stuff. Later on, though, White Mage does kind of come into its own, but like we're talking like well past level 50 before it gets to be interesting. So that is completely fair. Anyway, let's do a test. Let's see if we can hit this buzzard from here. Yep. Let's see if we can kill it, or if it'll warp out. The power of ranged attacks. Alright. White Mage sadly doesn't get good till around 62. Yeah, I know. I do wish it was earlier. Because, like, to be fair, yeah, it is, like, the most boring healer to play until then. Alright, let's check the logs. East Shroud, Central Shroud, Bent Branch. We need to go back to the, the grave area. We need more Arbor Buzzards with Lancer. Yep, good call. Arbor Buzzard for Lancer. Blinded with the star. You can't really use Blinded as an excuse, though, because you can turn effects off. Bard is just the most boring range DPS. IMO, however, instruments, then how is it boring? It's got instruments. Literally playing music to fight. Let's see. Checking, so Central Shroud again for saplings, but a lot of this is going to be East Shroud. But while we're here, we're gonna pick up magic bones at the grave site. It's not that boring. You get 2 dots on white mage. What's the other dot? Other than arrow. Oh, on bard. Okay. We had moved on. Okay, I got you. Yeah. That's true. And then that does give me, you know, the nostalgia for old scholar and that Bane spread all your diseases. Alright, so let's see. It was Archer for magic phones. I don't know, Bard. Bard is one that's like, I want to like it, but I'm like dancer only. I don't know. I just don't like the other ones as much. But I will play everything, and I don't dislike any class necessarily. Alright, so let's see. We need those, just 1 tree ant sapling on Archer, and 3 on Lancer. Then we'll go to the East Shroud, we'll pick up a few things. You know what? We are here. We're gonna do yellow quests as we see them, because we're on a pretty random stream today. Another adventurer desperate to stick his nose in everyone's business, is it? Then seek out the groundskeeper of the Tamtara Deepcroft. You'll find him in a shack just outside the entrance, as the hermit is all too happy to live close to his work. When I patrolled that area, I could hear him swearing inside his shack from the road. I know not what vexes him, but I suspect he'll welcome your presence more than I. Alright, back we go. Let's see, you've been leveling classes you hate to hate them more efficiently. You can use PvP, and you can start PvP as the class, and then change to a PvP class you would prefer, and then you can level it without even touching it. After a bit of work, are you? I have a task what needs doing. Take these 9 meal lilies and leave them at the top of each barrow. You have doubtless seen the bones returned to life by foul magics, shambling around and harassing their surviving comrades. It hurts my soul to see it, adventurer. I cannot abide by such blasphemy. 'Tis me hope that these lilies soothe their spirits and hope return them to the matron's bosom. See me when you've finished. You actively dislike Summoner. Is it just because it's brain dead simple, or what? Whereas your hate is more just the role of tanking. It's not been your vibe. Why not? And then we got another one. The only class that annoyed you to level was Lancer. How the heck was giving an AoE in the 40s a good idea? No lie, that one is rough. If the summoner rotation is too boring for you, then you should definitely not ever look at the macro for 1-button summoner that I just posted. Actually, I don't know that I posted how to do it. I just posted that you can do it. Altair, you like being at range both in MMOs and shooters, so getting to pick and choose how you wield violence is more your vibe. You think that's due to being in the army at all? Wait, did we not drop the lily there? Oh, I must have gotten interrupted. You know what's crazy for a melee AoE though? Is Monk. Yep, that interrupted it. Interesting. Monk gets the AoE really early by comparison, but then you get the 3rd hit at level 30 and the 2nd hit at level 45. Enmity management. Were you trying to steal? Were you hitting so hard that you were stealing enmity, but then you had to drop off to another target so that you wouldn't take it? Is that what you're talking about? Dromarch? You've done holy work this evening, lad. I can't fathom what would drive the dead to rise up and seek to do us harm, but I pray that this helps put an end to it. May the matron watch over you and keep you safe. Maybe growing up army and learning firearms as a kid might actually have something to do with it. Well, yep. Mr. Eorzeon psychologist here. Let's see. We gotta go get some tree ant sapling. Because I had a friend that grew up, like, loving guns and stuff, and I was all into swords and stuff, so, like, whenever it came to, like, classes and in games and things, like, we would kind of get those respective roles. You mean, like, as a ninja, being in charge of helping the tank and healer with their aggro? You know, I skipped so much content back in the day when I was first going, and I didn't play ninja, that I don't actually know how that would work. You must be desperate for work indeed if you should speak to me a second time. Either that or you never learn to leave well enough alone. But if you're so eager... But if you're so eager, then here's another job for you. Head on over to the hedge tree and clear out some of the nests of saprophagus slugs. All you need to do is sprinkle some of this flat ale on the ground where you find the moist depressions. You should soon be able to put your armpits in this. You should be up to your armpits in slugs. Don't let any of them you slither away, and make sure you find and clear out all 3 nests. Oh, grabbed a roselet. Grabbed a bunch of roselets. Alright. On top of that, as a ninja, you help the tank recover their TP using goad. Oh, TP, don't give me PTSD. I did not like TP. Monk is one of those jobs you can feel them removing the puzzle pieces as the action bloat got crazy. That's a fair way of putting it. Alright, moist depression. Don't know that I ever want to hear those words in conjunction again. The monk weapons are peak sometimes, though. Fair enough. Sometimes it's nice to use, like, the Emperor's New Fist, though, and just smack things around. Look how strong I am without even any weapon, you know? But some of them are, like, so massive, too. Alright, back to our quest giver. Makes me wonder, like, why are the dead rising up in these little places, you know? What causes that? And from a game world building standpoint. Judging by the looks of you, no slug escaped unharmed. I don't suppose you have the faintest notion of what the Tamtara Deepcroft is, do you? Hey, we were just talking about that. It's the final resting place of those who perished during the calamity. The slugs you so handily dispatched were feeding on the flowers we had laid there in remembrance of the fallen. The monsters multiply and food grows scarce. Perhaps there was naught else for them to feed on, but to see those wreaths disturbed thus was more than I could bear. And now I've said too much. Here, take your reward and leave me be. So calamity survivors. I wonder if it's just bad spirits. You main Viper, even though the rotation is simple, I like how it feels playing as a character action protagonist. As a Kirito, in other words. The coffins they got put into are uncomfortable. Nice. They had to issue complaints to QA. Nice. Skeletons. The answer is probably Void Scent. It was Void Scent a lot for this early stuff. Fair enough. Before they had really, like, fleshed out what they wanted Void Scent to be, in terms of, like, the overall story scheme, yeah. Everything was void. Void is darkness. Everything is demons. Yeah. Like as if you're playing Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, or Sora. Oh, Sora Valor Form. Prime. And then you get like Master Form, Final Form. Oh, they're sweet. Dual wielding Keyblades. That's life. You wouldn't want to share your coffin with 15 other skeletons either, you know? Why not? It's not like you have a... You don't take up a lot of room. Alright, we gotta find some saplings. I think there's a bunch over here, actually. Alright. I wanted saplings. I did want saplings, yes. And I found some saplings. And I will find more saplings. Alright. There's the one we need for Archer. Now we pop over to Lancer. There's not one more. Okay, so we roll back. There's one back the way you came. Yep, there's one. Oh, man, somebody mentioned Kingdom Hearts. Now I gotta go start a whole Kingdom Hearts run again. I don't know that I want to do a level 1 critical again, though. That was such a slog, because you deal, like, no damage on level 1. It's just... Like, I can beat stuff, but, like, do I have to beat stuff for 20 minutes? Come on. Kingzeon? Heartsplorezeon? No. No. No, that's... Nope. Too much. TP is the reason your sure Chocobo Porters are even around in the first place. Otherwise, you could sprint everywhere before you get them out, like everyone does today. Did it cost TP to sprint? I honestly don't remember. Porters don't really do much in general. There's only 11 plus games now? Yeah, I know. So much Kingdom Hearts. Hey, look! A Treant Sapling. Yeah, that's almost as bad as RuneScape making you carry around a bedroll. You want an example of TP being used well? Play Xenoblade X. That's... I've played a Xenoblade game, and I feel like... I mean, I kind of liked it. Let's look for one more sapling. Let's see if there's anything over here to really actually explore, because we didn't really check out this camp. As a quartermaster of the Wood Whalers of the First Spear, I'm responsible for the procurement and distribution of all supplies. Should you have the talent for crafting or gathering, I would appreciate it if you could spare the time to complete some of our units' guild leaves. So basically it's just a little training camp. No matter how true their arrows fly, archers with eyes only for their targets have no place on the battlefield. One must always mind one's surroundings and strike where and when the enemy at large will feel it most keenly. That's good advice. Ombel. Galfred Mossback has led many good men into battle, and done his darndest to see them home safely. He knows all too well what terrors the forest holds, and his determination to prepare our recruits to face them is expressed in his relentless approach to training. Let's see. I am also trying to catch up on chat as we go to. Other adventurer, if it is work you seek, then look no further. Emptied your bar from 100 to 0. Pulling aggro as a physical character was murder. Ugh. You guys are... You're gonna make my eyes bleed. Instructor Maria Steele needs a volunteer to bring him some bog Yarzan shells for the recruits to practice on. You'll find Yarzans in the river south of here. Once you pry their carapaces from 4 of the creatures, take them to the instructor. I'm sure this is another kill quest. Perfect timing. I was just looking for a likely lad to track down some twin adder initiates. Nope. 3 of our newest recruits have failed to report for training, exhausted from a month of solid drills, I expect. Considering their current physical state, I rather doubt they're wandered far. Please don't mention wild beasts, or blood. They're fine, I'm certain of it. Seek out my wayward troops and tell them to report back to me on the double. Gonna split off for a lunch break, but good luck with your travels. Thank you, thank you. I'm actually gonna be streaming for about half an hour more, and then I'm gonna grab some lunch myself, so it sounds like a great idea. Thanks for joining, it was fun, and have a great day. The Order of the Twin Adder makes no distinction between newcome adventurers and forest-born Gridanians. Your worth as a soldier is measured by your dedication to the cause. Awesome. And then, Slumbering Initiate. Haven't we trained enough for the day? Just a few more moments, Mother. Huh? Sergeant Camazon? Oh, after droppings. I must be late for training. You must go handle laundry. Enjoy my journey through these dangerous wood. Don't let the adders bite you, especially not the twin adders. Yeah, because that's twice as much. I wouldn't want that. Awesome, thanks for joining. Maybe we'll catch you on your next stream if you let me know when that is. And have a great day. That thrust won't pierce the feathers on an Ixal? Is that what he said? Bye-oh! We once relied on the elementals to protect the Twelveswood, but with their power now diminished, it falls to us to shoulder this burden. The Bannock was built for this very purpose. It is a tangible symbol of the commitment both the Elder Seedseer and the Order of the Twin Adder have made to maintaining the balance of the forest. Oh, you lost track of the chat. There's been a lot. I haven't even been able to keep up with it. There's Eorzeans down there. May as well just go grab them. And there's the guy chilling here. If you don't mind, I'm trying to meditate. That's crazy. Not what I was expecting. There's some Eorzeans. I hate not having a ranged attack. I'll get it in a couple of levels when I do the quest. But man. Like, I want to throw something. I want to make use of my downtime. And I definitely don't have any jumps either. Yeah, for sure. Let's actually just open that up and see. We only get it as a Dragoon, so never mind. Can't check it. Okay. We gotta look for the, amateurs, the initiates. Where are you, lazy bones? You lazy boneses? Come to train? No, I've given you bogged Eorzean shells. Not a new recruit? The Eorzean shells I ordered. I see he's learned to delegate authority, if nothing else. Now that I have these carapaces, I can set my recruits some specialized drills. They were already adept at hitting a target, of course, but they need practical knowledge of exactly where a monster like a Eorzean is most vulnerable. Thanks to your efforts, I have no doubt they will fare better against the creatures when called upon. You should be proud of yourself. Both they and the Bannock are safer for your help. Cool, give me money. Yeah, the first AoE, it's gotta be past level 40. 44? 40... 42? It's late. That's all I know. Alright. Can you not see I'm attempting to become one with nature? Leave me be, good sir. What? Sergeant Camazon sent you. Matrons. I better get back before she makes... before she makes her boot one with my backside. That's an interesting way of putting it. There's the guy that's meditating. There we go, daydreaming initiate. Alright, such a soothing sound. One day I shall build a home by the river. Ugh! Hey, who are you? You say the sergeant's looking for me? How long have I been here? What bell is it now? Stand aside, I must make haste. Alright. Thank you, Eorzeon. All the initiates are now present and accounted for. It's always the same, you know. A handful of recruits invariably lose focus on a short while after being assigned to their new unit. The first rush of tension and excitement wears off, and the strain from constant drills begins to show. Reprimanding them isn't always the best solution, though. I've their morale to think about, after all. Still, I might give them a quick blast for good measure. What can I say? This is one battle I'm not afraid to fight. Alright, so we cleared out the Bannock. Right on. Let's see, we were looking for a tree ant sapling, so we'll go kill one more, and then I think we're good to pop over to the East Shroud, finish up the Conjurer Hunt Log, and then get the second rank unlocked. And here's one right now. Oh man, speaking of bad mechanics, does anybody remember in RuneScape when like you were mining, and like the pickaxe head would fly off and you'd have to go get it? And like with the axe head would fly off. That was the dumbest thing. Like, that was not good bot prevention at all. Alright, East Shroud we can get to by just popping over here. Because I think some of the stuff is actually over on the left side, so we'll just pop into the area and kill those. And then let's check the class levels. So 14, 13... Wait, that was Arcanist. So 14, 11, and 15. The Conjurer's in need because the Conjurer needed... the Northern Vulture, which, hey, there are some right here. Got a level sync for him, but whatever. Oh, I gotta turn off error messages. What is that in? What's in the log window settings? Display error messages. Okay, so that one's not it, but it's actually part of log details? No. This one down here, general. And then announcements and error messages. Oh, okay. Your Chocobo's at level 10? I don't even have my Chocobo out. What am I doing? Mine's at level 3. I'm actually just gonna go healer first, and you can't afford an onion yet. Oh, we'll get there. Let's see. So there's a whole bunch of stuff around here on all the classes. We'll just spend a little time doing the hunt logs. Can't believe I've been doing this without my Chocobo the whole time. You have been very diligent about yours, I can tell, because, good grief. Level 10 is insane. I should probably check my gear, because I feel like I'm doing no damage. Oh, hey, look at that. Let's see. So we don't need any more tree slugs on that one. Let's check Lancer, and then let's check Archer. Nope, but we do have wild hoglets. Wait a minute. Oh, Quick Milk is 18. I was wondering where it was. Because you can use it in the early dungeons, but that's because of Sync being very generous. Although, did they reduce that? Stasha. Sync from 18, yeah, you can still use it. Okay, so we need 2 more wild hoglets. Oh no, Dromar's disconnected. Alright, hey, still, got some benefit from that. Okay. So Conjurer is the one that's behind. Let's see if we can, grab some of the things we need. I know I need 1 more hoglet. Okay. So let's see, Conjurer, Arbor Buzzard, and Goblin Hunter. Are those Arbor Buzzards, actually? Or are they Northern? They're the Northern Vultures. Arbor Buzzards are probably up here, a little ways. No, those are Northern Vulture. Arbor Buzzards. Oh, Central Shroud. That's right. Okay, but Goblin Hunters are close by. We'll kill them off. They're just right there. Oops, picked up some friendlies. So very friendly they want to give me a hug. And I'm gonna get hit by this. Oh, that was not as bad as I was expecting. Oh, snap-a-dilly. I got a few of them. It's because you're so powerful. You know not your own strength. I'm sure some of these other classes need... Oh, Zeo's gonna die. Let's see. Archer? Archer needs one. See if I can change. I can't. It's like a war zone. Alright, let's grab some... Oh, fireflies are over there too. Mandragorae are over in this area. Bosom Buddies is almost complete. Alright, so let's see. The Lancer also needs Mandragorae. I should probably check my gear again. I gotta kill this guy first. Good grief. You would think I would do that more often. Okay. I guess I need a Mandragora on Archer. See if we can find one by itself. I doubt it. Oh wait, maybe no, not by itself, but we still need it. I should probably check my gear again. Okay, look at that. Ay. Okay, so Goblin Hunters again. They should be respawned by now. It was for Archer. Okay. We also need some wild hoglets on Lancer. That's in this area. One more. And look, all by his lonesome. How fortuitous. Alright. Okay. So lemurs and boring weevils are all over there. Lemurs, where's 20 are? Let's see, boring. Yep, it's all stuff that's a little bit more south now. Where'd you go? There you are. Okay. Oh, you had to. Oh, that's right, because you disconnected. And then I killed that one hoglet. Selfishly. Kill some not exciting weevils. Alright, Lemurs is complete. Need one more weevil. I actually don't know of any other spots where those are, so we'll have to come back a while for fresh. But we'll kill some funguar. Oh hey, here's a weevil. Okay, so we need one more funguar at least. Possibly two. Okay, we got disembowel. Let's see. We need archer for funguars. May as well, we're right here. Oh, grab these. Okay. There were more things we needed back here on Conjurer. Needed some boring weevils. Since everything over there is dead. Archer needs lemurs though, which are here. So that works out. Wait on the kills until you're in range. That'll help you out too. Okay, let's check lemur. We need at least some more. I want to kill my boring weevil, but whatever. Okay, and then Conjurer. Back this way, because there are weevils this way. And we also need the fairy funguar. Get through them. Okay. Let's see. Giant gnat is close by. Though we need some fairy funguar still. And lemurs. is a lemur. Okay, there are also these poachers up here. We need the raptor poacher, so let's just make sure we're on the right guy, and then I will grab... Oh, that's right. The level total means we're dragging in all kinds of dudes. I'm just gonna use AoE now. Since I have it. Yo, I might actually have to put like a potion in my mouth. Holy crap, am I gonna die? I'm gonna totally die. Oh, so close. You got me good, buddy. Appreciate you. Alright. Let's see. Who did we get? We need one more raptor poacher after all that. That's all good. You did a great job. Quickly do my AoE thing set up. Boom, boom. Okay. And then let's see which class needs the wolf poacher, which is the conjurer. Since he's all by himself, we can kill him while we're here. Then go kill some other stuff while this stuff respawns. Like we need giant gnats, which are just across the way here. And what's down there? I hate paralysis as a caster. Do we need any Ziz Gorlins? Check Lancer. We do need that as a Lancer. Alright, so we need some more giant gnats on both classes. And there's a fate, which will help us. Lancer. Alright. We need one more. Oh, they spawn over here. Okay. No, was not able to. I won't be able to change the class, even if it somehow stayed there. Okay. Swap over to Archer. And 4. Hopefully the Fate will make it. Yeah, we should be fine. Oh, my Chocobo. It's now ranked 5. Cool. Alright, and then Bramble Patch, but let's go with the stuff that we're already here for. More giant nets are found over here. I think what we'll do, just kind of finish up these East Shroud hunts. We'll call that a day. No one is too far behind now, so we didn't go very far, but we did get some important progress done. Because we do want to play all the classes so we can explore how they all work. Okay, so we got our nets. Do we need any nets for Lancer? No, we got. Let's go pull some poachers real fast. The wolf is the one on Conjurer. We're probably gonna get other guys though. Well, we got 2 wolves, so that helps. Okay, so for Archer, none. Lancer, we need Boar. See if we can snag one. We can snag 2. They're ranged though. Apparently we got all the guys. Okay, let's see. The black bats are in the Bramble Patch. Black bats. I think everything else we need is in the Bramble Patch. Let's hit that up. We're not going to jump over into South Shroud and finish these just yet. Because we're going to call Bramble Patch the last thing of the day. Alright, so we need some bats. One more over here. Of course, we picked up a boar on the way. No big deal. Okay. So these are South Shroud, South Shroud, South Shroud. We need boars on Archer. south shroud, and then Conjurer has central, south, south. So we need black bats. And we just need 3. I don't have Swift Cast because I'm not 18 yet. Boom! That is our hunt log for today. We can finish up these another time, get a big burst of experience. 20,000 because of the road to 90. Plus 6, plus 8, plus 10, 11. Yeah, not bad. For next time, I'm not sure where we're going to be because we're going to probably be looking at doing a super stream. So again, if you have any ideas for that, pop it in the Discord. Love to hear your thoughts. Let's try to make it fun, festive, celebrate that whole 1-year thing. If you have any ideas for videos you would like to see or the direction you would like the channel to go, please let me know. I'm always in for feedback. So let's just pop over to this sanctuary zone. I'm gonna go grab some lunch, and I'm gonna say thanks for coming, and I'll see you next time.